There are actually two storylines taking place in Halton region regarding the notorious Carrie Look Lemieux, aka Kayla Lemieux. First, why is this spectacle being tolerated, from the outrageous prop breasts to the see-through blouses? And why did the Halton District School Board purposely not correct the record until late Monday night that Stephen Hanna and Carrie Look Lemieux are two different people? They had ample opportunity to correct the record much earlier, but they chose not to do so. Why? I think they wanted to discredit media outlets for reporting wrong information. So yes, to fulfill their evil agenda, they threw an innocent teacher under the bus. Disgusting. In any event, you had plenty to say, plenty, regarding this story. This comment will probably vanish. Ask Google writes, "No one gets freedom of sexual expression in a public school. This principal is out of his freaking mind. My daughter was suspended for wearing a spaghetti strap top to a school without air conditioning. This is beyond disgusting. It's repulsive. And I would be saying the exact same thing about a biological woman dressing like that at a school full of children." Well, my friend, sorry to hear that your 100% biological daughter got suspended for wearing clothes that were meant to help her keep cool in a non-air conditioned class. Too bad the school considers her to be a threat to society. Unbelievable. Steve D writes, "This story absolutely infuriates me. I've contacted everyone possible from the school to the HDSB to the MPP for Halton. Nothing being done, of course. Most mainstream media is afraid to touch this because of the woke mafia. Being trans is not an exemption to the professional standards and conduct we are all subjected to at our workplace. This is absolutely ridiculous, and the board should be ashamed of itself, hiding behind inclusivity and babbling on about protecting the teacher. Meanwhile, the students are exposed to this fetish on a daily basis. If my kids were in this district, they would be pulled immediately. Please keep reporting on this and keeping it fresh in people's minds." Well, Steve D, you make some great points there regarding the woke media mafia not touching this story. You see, they fully support the radical transgender movement, of course. They have no problem with trans men competing with real women in sports or doing time with real women in prisons. And hey, what could possibly go wrong there? But even they suspect something is not quite right with this story. But instead of investigating it, they ignore it. They don't want to report anything that might be construed as, transphobic. What a bunch of gutless cowards. Betty Sims writes, "I'm a teacher. I was forced to resign and almost lost my license because I was pro-life conservative. I was told I made the parents uncomfortable." Betty, please reach out to me on our tips line. That's tips@rebelnews.com. Assuming this story is legit, I'd like to do a story on this outrageous turn of events. Frang It To writes, "As a longtime woodworker, I was shocked that his hair is not tied up in a ponytail or bun. If one's hair gets caught in a miter saw, it would result in a serious injury. A shop teacher should know that." Alas, maybe the HDSB considers that enforcing the safety rules of a workshop is, transphobic again. So if you are trans, well, goodness knows, anything goes. And finally, Teemo X writes, "It seems weird to me that a person can be wrongly named by media for that long these days without being corrected. I'm curious if Miss Lemieux has an employment contract with her name on it and if the proper process was followed for hiring her." Well, I don't know the details regarding Lemieux's employment contract, but again, allow me to repeat myself. Everyone at the HDSB should be ashamed of themselves for intentionally not correcting the record in terms of what or who that other teacher was. That teacher was being wrongfully identified for days on end. That other teacher was not the same person as Mr. Lemieux. I believe they wanted this factual error to occur simply to discredit media outlets for reporting wrong information. So yeah, again, they threw an innocent teacher under the bus so as to maintain their evil agenda. This is a scandal, and the entire board, in my opinion, needs to be replaced ASAP. Hey folks, that was an excerpt from my show, Rebel Roundup. Now, to get the full meal deal, why not go to Rebel News Plus, sign up, and never miss a Rebel News Plus show in the future.